You're listening to another ASCI Lounge podcast.
Welcome, ASCI members, back to the ASCI Lounge. I'm Monique Fenech, Australasian Supply Chain Institute, and today we have with us Ivan Imperato, CEO of ASCI, joining us on the ASCI Lounge. Welcome, Ivan.
Welcome, Monique. Welcome, members.
Yeah, it's good to be back on the ASCI Lounge. It's been a great week. We've had an event yesterday with our pharmaceutical members in Sydney for our quarterly roundtable, and we had a keynote, Kerry Dragonoudis, coming to join us, 30 years of experience in the pharma industry, sharing with our members the whole entire product life cycle from start until it reaches the customer, and talking about responsibilities of our members with those products and where, at what point does the responsibility lie with them. So it was a really good session, and I think a lot of people took away some new ideas and some new thinking.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I actually missed that one yesterday. I was a bit annoyed by that, but it sounded like everyone got a lot out of it, and that's great because it's very specific, and sometimes those specific areas like pharma give different, there's a different spin to supply chain impacts that you need to think about, and it would have provided members there with, hopefully some good ideas to take back. So yeah, that's a great one, because today we had, as you know, we had a leadership series at Robert Walters, and we had the topic was all about making an impact on leadership capacity, right? And Laura Heffer, who's a team coach from Value Addicts, she was the moderator. And we had a great panel, Jeremy Cohen from Blackmores, we had Seguran from Schneider, we had Darren Vine from Komatsu Mining, and Amy Bentley, who's a general manager of supply chain solutions at Toll. 4 very different industries, very different opinions and experiences, but from a leadership point of view, very similar answers, and the common thread came very clear to me, that it was all about communication and open transparency towards leadership, and the people engagement came out quite strong as well. So a lot of information, some good questions from the members there. So yeah, quite enjoyable. But also I'd just like to just say welcome back to a couple of our corporate members who have re-signed, AGL, Blackmores and SAP. So welcome back to our renewals, but also welcome to Escavox, who's our new corporate member who just joined. So Escavox is a niche data solutions provider, quite an interesting name that Luke gave his organisation. But data is so important, especially in this day and age. And what he was talking about was how data influences decisions, of course, right? So I suppose we'll look forward to a potential breakfast event talking about data at some point in the future. But also next week, we've got 2 events, one in Brisbane, which is all about supply chain design. Sean Gates, who's from Lexion, who'll be presenting on supply chain design, again at our Michael Page offices. So I look forward to that. I won't be able to be in Perth at the same time, but there's one in Perth about there's a drone event, I understand. Monique, is that correct? I think
that's
I'm right.
Correct. So in the afternoon, heading on down to a big, massive parklands in Perth where they can fly this drone. But more interestingly, talking about the applications of drones that are already taking place both within warehouses but also within deliveries, like in the logistics space. So really going to be exposing some of the possibilities for organisations across many, many different industries, not just mining over there in Perth, but also the food industry and agricultural industries. It's gone gangbusters, and we don't even realise it. So
yeah, that's right.
it'd be good to learn more about that.
Yeah, so that should be a really interesting one to attend out in the West there. I just wanted to also just remind everyone of our ASCI 2019 conference and the awards that are now out there and available for nominations. So you go to www.asci2019.com and submit your nomination. So just to highlight that it's really not that hard to submit a nominations. All you need is a bit of background, a bit of objective, an achievement, and of course, what are the outcomes from the project that you've been able to deliver? If you've got all those 4 pieces of the puzzle, I think you're in good stead to put in your nomination and hopefully get an award. So I encourage everyone out there to submit your nominations and get in there before the 24th of June, because that's the end submission date. Also, just want to remind everyone about our certification courses that are now open for semester 2. So we're basically offering all 3 certifications across CPIM and CSCP and also CLTD. And you're probably thinking, what do they all mean? And it was a question that I was posed this morning at the breakfast. A few people asked me, well, what's right for me? And really, there's a really nice a summary that maybe I can share with everyone now, just to give everyone a bit of an understanding of what to focus on when you think about certification. So if you're thinking about your internal walls and anything to do with planning or purchasing, inventory management, scheduling of products or services, then what you need to think about is your certification in production and inventory management as your designation or your focus to get certification in, and that'll give you the tools and techniques that you need to improve your efficiencies within those internal processes. So CPIM. The next one is about if your focus is outside of your organisation, so more of, I call it supply chain optimization or supplier-customer relationships, the flow of information, and the materials between your suppliers and customers. So it's an end-to-end type of thinking or a capability you're trying to build. Then you need to focus on the Certified Supply Chain Professional, or CSCP. And the third one, but not least, is the certification around storage movement and materials, right? Components or finished goods within your company that goes from your organisation through to your client. And that's the Certified in Logistics, Transport and Distribution. And that's quite a good technical base, and it'll give you the tools to enable improvement and efficiencies within that capability of distribution and warehouse facilities, right? So they're the 3, very simple, very quick for me to give you a bit of a heads up, but I understand.
Very simple to describe, not so simple to pass.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a nice little diagram, isn't it, Monique, on the web that we can probably share?
Head over. Actually, this page on our website's really good. It answers all your frequently asked questions as well. It's asci.org.au/certification, which we'll put in the description of the podcast episode today, just so that you can jump online and have a look. There's probably more than you expect there, and it'll answer a lot of your questions and give you some visuals there to what Ivan's just described.
Yeah, great. Awesome. So that's all for this week. So hopefully we'll have more next week on the lounge.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Ivan.
No problem.
Thanks, members. Bye for now.